Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Billy. Wonderful Treasure Island, Florida has a hurricane. Let's hear it for the Hurricanes. Hurricane level 1 only coming through. I have not experienced a hurricane, period. We are at a level 1. I'll show you outside. I am praying for my pine trees and my neighbors and all that. I told Jane if we had some of those bags packed in sand, I would stack it. Never mind. I would stack it in front of my grass down there. I don't want to mess up my grass. Only has only 1 year to mature. But if we lose power, we have a backup plan. Mike and Noel are ready to kick in and go through the slide that we want to cover. I've got quite a few guests on here. I'm talking to everybody, not just the people that I'm looking at, but I do keep in mind y'all's emotional disorders and y'all's lack of performance is right in front of me, so I can say, hey, this could help. This might help you. This applies to you. Kind of keeps you in mind. And for those of y'all that are watching, you see these faces. These are the people that I have a lot of faith in. I think there's a lot of potential, a lot of belief that they're going to make this happen. So let's get started. Let's go with let me show y'all some leaderboards. So Tia, is now a good time to pull those up, or you want me to? Yeah, let's pull those up, those leaderboards. Thank you. All right, so I want to show. So I just can't get over some of these numbers. In 1 week, Jeff Turner submitted 22 grand this past week. Mercedes Gustavo submitted 18.6, and Mr. Stephen Davies submitted 16.8. Not bad for top 3 submits. Then when you look at issue paid, Megan Wood issued 59 policies this past week for $30,000. She's been teaching Chris Manifold. Chris Manifold issued 15 apps for 16.8. Jake and Bell issued 26 apps. Way to go, Jake and Bell Kraus. Way to go. Smoking. Brian Rojas issued 17 for 15.9. Terry and Tia, 13,000 with 9 apps. Jake and Beret, 14 apps, 12 grand. Janina, or Nina, as she likes to be called, Nina, issued 13 apps for 11.6. Bel Air, 11 apps for 11 grand. Chris Long, 7 apps for 10 grand. Billy Crane, 12 apps for 10 grand. Jessica on Mr. Cat's team got 13 apps issued for 10 grand. Pam Moore, woohoo! Pam Moore, good to see your name on there. 3 apps for 10 grand. And Mark Hutchinson, 7 apps for 10 grand. So 13 people over 10 grand issued in a week. That's smoking. I've recently recruited some people that I think they will be 10,000 a week issue pay producers. I can't wait to get them a license in their hand and have them start running 20 apps. They might be some of these 20,000 a week producers. Let's scroll down a little bit, Tia, on the issue paid annuity producers. We've got Jacob Bell Kraus with 500,000 issued. Kelly Haney issued 191,000. Megan Wood 160,000. Charles got in there for 94,000, and Doug for 50,000. Top foresters. Brian Rojas, 13 of his apps were foresters for 10 grand. Chris Manifold, way to go bringing in the foresters, and Danny Johnson, way to go bringing in the foresters. And the recruiters, Andy Riddle continues to smoke people with 10. Right behind would be our ABTF. Our blue team put in 5. Brandon Beal put in 4. Paul Roberts 4. Edward, part of Riddle's team, put in 4. Lou Abadi put in 4. Steven, part of Riddle's team, put in 4. Riddle, this is smoking. Riddle's got the number 1 recruiter, the number 5 recruiter, the number 6 recruiter, and the number 7 recruiter in the country. And Brandon Beal is number 3, and he's got number 8 in the country. So Riddle has some stuff happening, and it looks like all of those are in his base. And then we've got Tony Carey and Jason put in 3, and Mike Morisi put in 3 in width. I was texting Mike today. So good stuff on these leaderboards. All right, thank you, Tia. Let's let's roll to the, okay, let's do these challenge things real quick. That's a good idea. So these cool shirts that you've seen people posting and wearing and putting pictures, we are out. We moved 200 of these t-shirts. We will have another design starting December 1. This contest will take off again. Congratulations on all of you that got one of these bad to the bone $10,000 Warrior t-shirts. Basically, you needed to issue 10 grand. Our preference is you do 10 grand every week, but 10 grand period, and we got these t-shirts out to folks. Congratulations. All right, next, Tia, what's up? After the t-shirts, 200 of those removed. Oh, the $100,000 giveaway. Megan Wood leads the way with 25,000. Jacob Bell Kraus number 2 at 10 grand. It just drops fast from number 1 to number 2 to number 3. Michelle Alleman hanging in there at number 3. Not far behind is Nina Wilson at 4 grand. Stephanie Rodriguez, woohoo, not far behind. Danny Johnson, not far behind. This is going to be a fun contest. We got another 6 weeks in this contest to see who gets the money. All right, so this will be posted on Band, and they'll be posted on our WhatsApp. For recruiting, not shocking, Riddle is smoking. I like his 44 in depth. His depth is starting to come along good for Riddle. He leads with 99, almost triple number 2. So, Bill, he's triple you, but you are number 2. Congratulations. Paul Roberts has a guy that is right there, number 3, Mike Rodriguez, part of Paul Roberts' team. Diane Lampy not far out of the leaderboards. And Paul Roberts right up in there in the top. Okay, scroll down to where we go to non-agency managers. Little Body, Joseph 2. And I don't know who this Stephen is for Andy Riddle. Andy Riddle, text me who that is. Stephanie Rodriguez, look at that. Anna, part of Alex Abian's team. This will be real interesting. This is a lot of deadgum money for non-agency managers that are recruiting. Just putting in people. So I got to call out to a guy named Ozzy, and I got to call out to a guy named Greg going, dude, you understand this is real money being given away for not even agency managers, but anybody who wants to get out there and recruit. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, both of these new people that I reached out to just then, they're invited to my home tomorrow at 2 p.m. So people that are within a 2-hour radius, maybe a little bit farther, I'm having a get together at my house at 2 o'clock down in the basement. And mainly what we're talking about is starting up a new office here in St. Pete. But of course, we will always be talking about getting rich and mingling and who's doing the crazy recruiting. So it'll be a 2-hour meeting max. And we're ending, it's a dead stop after 2 hours. So 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and then it's a dead stop. Okay, Rolex giving away. We are giving away, Foresters is giving away this bad to the bone Rolex. By the way, don't y'all post this public anywhere, because all the other Foresters people across the country that are not in this contest got mad and said, Foresters, y'all must love the Alliance more. You guys are doing more for them. So we pulled down all public posting so nobody would know that they are buying a Rolex. Our number 1 producer in the 4th quarter will receive this Rolex. It is bad to the bone. Looks like Stephanie Rodriguez is going to win it. On the other hand, it's 6 more weeks to go. Danny Johnson would look good with a red, white, blue, and black Rolex on his arm. Mr. Stephen Davies, my man's got some Rolexes. He might pick up another one with personal production in the 4th quarter. Jonathan and Megan, I'm going to tell you what, Jonathan and Megan, we're going to let y'all combine her production and his production and see if you can beat Rodriguez, see if you can beat Danny Johnson. Some people say, that's not fair. Well, it's better than the other F word, I guess. You know, it's the way we're going. These are the rules. If you got a spouse, your spouse can sell too. Holly can start selling with Steven. Stephanie could get Mike selling, her fiance. But no, Danny Johnson could get Lori selling. I don't care. But Jonathan and Megan, there you go. The challenge is tossed out. Mark Hutchinson, come on, man. Let's go. Jake and Beret, we're going to let you add your production together. Paul and Rachel Van Thal, we're going to let you and Rachel add your production together. Mercedes out there, dadgummit. Chris Manifold, all right, who's going to win this Rolex? Looks like Stephanie, but we will see. Where are we at? Oh, 13 Rolexes are given away. This was a contest for the whole year. Looks like Megan Wood is going to get her choice of 13 different Rolexes. Mark Hutchinson looks like he's going to get second choice. It looks like Katrina Guston is going to get third choice. Jane Hill could be coming in there for third. Nina, Jonathan, and Megan, again, we're going to add your production together for this Rolex. It looks like y'all have choice 5. Sam and Paul, Jake and Bale, Mike and Michelle, Robert Wilson, Adam Johnson, Marcus Richardson. Marcus, get you a Rolex, baby. Joe Dukes. Just out of reach, but coming on strong is Terry Edwards, Brant Swindell, and Junior Correa. Hatcher ain't too far out either. Look how close it is. Joe Dukes, and man, that's 1/2 of an application, and the Rolex goes to Joe Dukes instead of Terry Edwards. We shall see. What other contests we got going on, Tia? Foresters, money. I think, is this one? This is over October 31st, but they're still adding in applications that were submitted in October. So if they were submitted in October and get issued, it could change. Stephanie was very upset because she was number 2 and she didn't realize that they were going to continue to issue policies, and she moved back into number 1. Danny Johnson looks like he's going to come on in at number 3. This is real cash, people. This is not candy cash. This is not monopoly money. This is real cash paid out by foresters. The anonymous is people that in other organizations. So we have the number 1s in the United States of America. We have the number 3 in the United States of America, and we got number 14. Let's see what else we got. Just scroll down a little bit. We got another one. Yep, we've got number, we just can't see Mia, scroll down. Let me see where Mia is. It's just a little bit. Stephen Holly. Oh, Mia is 47, so my bad. So scroll up. Stephen Davies is up there. Was it Davies is up there? Yep, Stephen Davies is number 31. So we got quite a few in the top 100. Look at that. Vinny's in the top 65. Rory. Okay, let's see what's next. This is a Foresters contest. Get vested, F&G. All you got to do, I think it's 2 F&G annuities. No, 2 IULs. And you get a vest. Nice. More people. As many people qualify as you can.
One IUL gets you a vest, and then based on your production puts you in for cash.
Okay. So the top 10 is cash, and all you got to do is sell. So all these people, scroll down and see how many people got a vest. Nice. That's a lot of vests. 55 vests have been committed to, and 10 people were in the money. Scroll back up in that money, and let's see how we got to get it up in the money. All right, 1,500. So that's Mark Muller. Mark Muller is leading the contest for $1,500, and Joe and Tony Walker and Jeremy Patton. There's money being given away. I'm telling y'all, anytime you get into selling money, there's going to be money given away. All right, good deal. Thank you, Tia. Who's next? We got another contest. Thailand. Somebody was telling me, listen to this. Megan has not only won a trip for herself, she has won a trip for her mama and her daddy to go. How about that? Not only does she and her choice of guests get to go, all expense paid to Phuket and Chiang Mai, but she can bring another couple. I'm thinking her mom and daddy. She can pick 4 people, all expense paid. Smoking. All right. Who else is new we got down here? Jeremy Patton is in on Chiang Mai. Already won Phuket, now he's going to Chiang Mai. All right. What else we got new? Joseph Tu has won a trip to Phuket, Thailand. Way to go, Joseph Tu, leading the country in recruiting, and he's won a trip to Phuket. Jeremy Patton, you got a winner right there. Any more new ones? All right. Hey, guys, TikTok. Time is flying. Paul Roberts, woohoo! That is not only Phuket, he's going to Chiang Mai also. Good job, Paul Roberts. Woo! All right, let's get that down and let's go to these people that we're talking about. Okay, so Terry Edwards texted me. He said he's coming for that Rolex. Oh, the recruit is Steve Deacon, Deken. That's Andy Riddle's guy. that I've been hearing a lot about. Way to go, Steve Deacon. I hope I'm saying his name right. All right. I know what I want to do. I want to talk. I've got a slide, but you don't need to pull it up yet, Tia. I'm gonna come to it in a minute. There's one big subject that we want to talk about. We call it GS3. Get started, goal set, and go serve. So I'm going to come hard at a couple of people. Let's go, Sebastian. You're out there in Oklahoma. I know it's not Tulsa and not Oklahoma City. Where are you? What's the great city in Oklahoma are you in?
Lawton, Fort Sill.
Lawton, Fort Sill. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I have got one thing on my mind when I'm talking to you. Okay. You with me? Where did you go, Sebastian?
My phone keeps ringing.
Say again?
My phone keeps ringing. I'm getting all these phone calls. I was trying to switch to my computer and I crashed 2 computers.
That's fine. We got you. Okay. All right. So premium is what I'm thinking. There's 3 kinds of premium. Okay. Recruiting, selling, and building. Okay. So my end game with you is when I say go serve, my serving is when I'm getting served and you're getting served. You ain't getting served unless you're selling, recruiting, and building. I'm not serving you and I'm not getting what I want unless I get premium. Okay. So you know and I know what I want. You can either fight me on it or you can avail yourself to me. You with me? Make yourself available to me or you can fight me. Okay? So if I'm selling insurance to somebody, I'm looking to get them coverage. I'm looking to get paid and I'm looking for them to cooperate. Some people will just say, tell me what I need. And then you say, let me see how much you can afford. And then you give it to them. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you're not going to sell them more than they can afford because that's going to result in a chargeback and they're not going to have coverage. Okay. So when I come to you and you make yourself available, I want to know how much do you want? You want money coming in, but I don't know how much you want. I don't know if you want residual. I don't know if you want millions. I got this dude, he's so happy he don't know which way to go with the amount of money he's making. And I'm going like, God, I just wish he wanted more. But everything he does indicates to me that he don't want no more. So I got a choice. Either keep banging my head against him or find somebody underneath him that wants more. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
It's just, it's funny. I had a long conversation with Mike and Noel, and I had Jeff Bright on, and we're just talking about these things about like it's not a cookie cutter deal, but you say GS3, get them started, goal set with them, and go serve them. But I know what my objective is, what I'm trying to do. Okay. So when you're talking to somebody, and by the way, you could do this with selling, you could do this with the recruiting, or you could do this with building. You can do this with creating premium. When you go in a person's house, you got to get it started. Well, how you get it started? Call them up. Well, what about the lead? Okay, when they fill that lead, that was getting them started. Then you call them. So you're following through. You're goal setting and you go in and serving them. I fill out the application, that's serving them. To me, that it's easier to sell than recruit, but recruiting is where the big money is. It's where you can make millions of dollars. The building is when you can make multi-millions. Okay. All right. So let's do this slide. I don't mean to confuse you, but it's a lot of motion on it. Let's pull up that page 2. Would you, Tia? I want Mia to see this. All right. So let's think about this. I'm going to, Bubba, I'm coming to you talking about getting rich. Selling is necessary because you need the cash. Because when I say, come on down here to St. Pete, I don't need for you to say, well, where do I get the money? I'll be like, yeah, you know that selling part we've discussed? Have extra money so you can afford it. Well, who's going to check on my apps while I'm in meetings with you? Secretary? Well, I can't afford one. That's where we have selling. So I am going to assume which is dangerous, but I am going to preset that you're selling a lot and you have money and you want to do something big with it. So when you say, Bubba, you hired Sebastian. Wave your hand, Sebastian, so he knows who he's dealing with. And he's out there somewhere in Oklahoma. Where are you from Oklahoma City? Northwest? Northwest?
Southwest of Oklahoma City.
Southwest Oklahoma City. How far are you from Dallas?
About 2.5 hours.
All right, so he's real close to you, Bubba. So if you're going to work with him, Bubba, and he's there in Dallas, he's in Southwest Oklahoma City area, Southwest Oklahoma, and you there in Dallas, Bubba, we want to get him started. We want a goal set. We're assuming you hired him. I know you didn't. He's over there on Terry Edwards' team. Okay, so what we want to do, he's ready, willing, and able, meaning he has all the parts. Okay, let me say it to a different way. If you put a mirror under his nose and he can fog it, you see that right there? I don't know if you can see it, but if he can fog a mirror, he got the parts. Make sense? Now, if you're trying to get a mirror up under his nose and he's slapping away and trying to get you away, that means he ain't willing. But if he just sits there and listens to you, he's willing. You can see he's ready, willing, and able. He can stand up. He can talk. He done crashed 2 computers and got on his phone. He's more than really ready, willing, and able. Okay? So you've heard me talk about a higher level than ready, willing, and able. That's people that are talented and ambitious, and they have commitment. And we're checking his commitment. We're checking his ambition level, and we kind of know about his talent level. We believe in his talent. We do know he jumped in a plane and brought his wife out for a few days to Terry Edwards' house. That shows a lot of commitment, a lot of ambition. So that's kind of why he's on his call. It's that ambition and talent combination that's kind of got us fired up about him. But let's be clear, he's ready, willing, and able. So now what we've got to do is we got him started, but we're trying to goal set. Goal set is like, that's the DO part. What are we going to do with this guy? Well, we sure would like him get him licensed so he can sell. Duh. We'd like to get him a list so he can recruit. We'd like to get him to come to a convention so he can build. Okay, see how that's tying together, Bubba? Now, when I've got a guy, he could fog a mirror. Matter of fact, he could be even talented. But I kept talking to him, Bubba, because he's ready, willing, and able, but he's not in class yet. And so I was like, you know anybody? You know anybody? Well, damn, if he didn't give me somebody he ran into. He ran into somebody. So that's called a list. But Andy, you never got a list. You didn't get a list from him. I go, Bubba, he gave me a guy's phone number. I called the guy. I've been staying on the guy. That guy is now licensing. He's about 3/4 way through licensing. And that guy, the second guy, has already put me in touch with 3 other people. By the way, that guy, the new guy, not only is he ready, willing, and able, he already found somebody that wanted to buy insurance right now. I sent a licensed agent over to him to make that sale. And that licensed agent is going to make that sale and then pay for my guy to take the state exam. You see, is this kind of, so I'm talking about 2 different people. I found one ready, willing, and able. I got one name out of him. And this person has already given me names and already given me sales. So I'm serving him, the guy at the very top, by me driving depth, by me going down in here. And this guy, I'm not cutting this guy out, but I can't make this guy do it. But I'm telling this guy a lot that what's going on. I'm not telling this guy, Bubba, what to say to this guy. I sent this guy a message directly to be on this call, and I didn't have time to send him one. Like I would say, Clay, you know who I'm talking about, my staff, text this guy and make sure he's on or see if he can jump on. This guy should already be on. You see what I mean, Bubba? Now, by getting him to a convention, which is right now, the guy in depth is at a convention. He's on here with me. The guy above, hopefully he's getting a message right now from my staff telling him to jump on the convention. So license means he's in class. Don't mean he's finished. Convention means tomorrow at 2 p.m., means today at 12:30. It means Friday at 10 a.m. Anytime there's a gathering, that's what I'm talking about, okay? So anytime there's a gathering of folks, that's the convention I'm talking about. So with Sebastian, what's the next opportunity? What's the next opportunity that we have for him to attend the convention? Well, Friday at 10, unless Terry Edwards has something going on. So what Terry's doing too is looking for talent as he hires in width, hire somebody, hire somebody, hire somebody, hire somebody. They're all ready, willing, and able, which is for beginners. But he's looking for talent. He's looking for ambition. So like this guy is all the ready, willing, and able, but this one seems to be more talented because he's already got a person wanting to sell, already working faster to get somebody else underneath him. You tracking with me, Bubba? So here question comes up. What if Sebastian is only interested in selling? Well, we're going to take it, right? But what do we want? We want selling, building, and recruiting. Oh, by the way, we want talent. We want excitement, enthusiasm, energy. We want smart. We want witty. We want willing to travel. We want knows how to get on a plane. We knows how to drive, knows how to get a hotel room, knows how to do one of those last-minute bookings so his hotels are cheap, knows how to get a rental car. All those things are important. But if he fogs a glass, if he fogs a mirror, then we can get him started and talk to him. But if I've got 12 people, Joe Dukes, that are lined up, and all of them can fog a glass, I'm going to go to the one that's most talented, and I'm going to do something here. Then I'm going to go to number 2. Then I'm going to go to number 3 until I get like this kind of a look right here. This is me, 1, 2, 3. I'm working with this guy, Mia. I'm working with this guy, Mia, and I'm working with this guy. And I'm telling this guy, I could just put 2 dots in there. You need to have some way to hold up. Those 3 dots, 2 wide, 1 in depth. So if I went to you, Lindar, or you, Mia, and said, who's number 1? Who you got underneath them? Who's the number 1 person you got, and who's the best you've had? And then outside of this person, Mia, who's your number 2? You know, I ain't got number 2. Now I start laughing. There you go. Who's doing my drawing for me? I love y'all. Good job. Who's doing that for me? Thank you. Who put that up? Pat?
That'd be Junior.
Junior. Very intuitive of you, Junior. Thank you. Put an A and a B, and then make up something to fill out the third. Let's see what he picks. All right, so Kelly, let's say Jeff is in that number 1 spot. Okay, let's see what he has here. Put names in there. Oh, he put his names in there. Amber, I can't read them. Andy.
You can make them up.
Okay. Who's number 1, Kelly? Jeff?
Abner. Abner's number 1.
Abner's number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So underneath Abner, who's underneath Abner, Gordon?
Ashley.
Ashley. Okay. Who would be your number 1 under Jeff, Kelly?
Tyler Bott.
Tyler Bott. So Tyler's on here somewhere. The guy with the hat.
Yes, sir.
And the sun in the background and the darker face.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we got to do is we got to turn that around. We got to teach him how to have the light in front of him.
Yes, sir.
It's a million little things, Bot. Okay, wave, Tyler, so everybody sees you. Okay. All right. So if you take a picture and the sun at somebody's back, it'll look like what it looks like with him. If the sun their face, it'll look like more Joe Dukes. Okay? Does that make sense? There you go. Good job. Now we got a half a face. That's better. We're improving. Good job, Bot. Okay, so Tyler's the best you found so far under Jeff. So by highlighting him, you give a chance for him to get promoted, a chance for him to get embarrassed, and a chance for him to grow. It's a shot. We got a shot. Anytime you got a shot, because like think about this. What if you're in a PGA and you got people lined up down the right and lined up down your left, and you slice one and hit somebody in the head? God almighty. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a great shot, and then you get embarrassed the hell out of you by hitting somebody in the head and killing them. Like, it's an accident. So it's a chance that they could embarrass themselves. There's a chance that they could go down the middle and just hit one of those record-breaking drives down the middle. You don't have a chance, you don't have a chance of success without a chance of embarrassment. And you got to get somebody that's, when I say ready, willing, and able, the talent part is thick skin. There's so many things we could put on the talent part. Now, my man, hey, Tyler, can you say hello?
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
So Tyler's, listen to Tyler's chance of embarrassment. He's a shooter, meaning, can you imagine you got all these people watching and you throw your gun over your shoulder and it goes backwards?
That'd be bad.
What the hell? But he's a performer for shooting. So we expect him to shoot at the direction of the skeet, at the direction of the target, not at the direction of the fans, right? So it's an opportunity to screw up, but an opportunity. So we got Jeff, okay? Did you invite Jeff on? I don't see Jeff. Okay, Jeff's not invited on. No. Okay, so we got Jeff, who's got Tyler. Who's number 2, Kelly?
Number 2 would be Caleb Law.
Caleb. Okay. So your goal with Caleb is to do what? Sell, recruit, and build, right?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
some people would say, keep a relationship with him. Okay. Cool. Keep him down the straight and narrow. Okay. Teach him how to sell a lot. Okay. And recruit and build. Now, we can't make Caleb do this, but that's our goal. So when we see Caleb be like, hey, I knocked out 10 grand this week. I'll be like, that's good, man, because you got to celebrate with people. Hey, listen, did you ever talk to your sister about this thing? What's your parents think? I don't go like, hey, Caleb, you're not recruiting. We therefore must talk to you about your recruiting expertise because apparently it's sucky. So we're going to put you in we're going to put you in a class for recruiting because you're not recruiting. Like, that is not what we do. We just say, hey, Caleb, when you selling this week, that $10,000, you didn't find anybody think it might be good, did you? You didn't come across nobody, did you? You did? Mm-mm. Oh, you did? What's his name? Let me show you something. Have I ever showed you how this phone system works, Caleb? Let me show you how this works here, bud. You ever seen this right here? I know you've seen it because you sell a lot, right? What's the number of that guy you was talking to you think might be good? He said, well, Andy, shouldn't we let him recruit him? And yeah, I guess, but have we got the number? Let's just go ahead and call him. Just see if we can nudge and kick the can down the road. Make sense? So we could go to Bot and say, hey, Bot. I like calling him Bot because it's like saying, hey, money. Because in Thailand, that's what they call money, Bot. Hey, Bot, give me the number. Don't do it because I don't want everybody calling your guy. But your guy, text me the number of your guy. That's what it do. Text me the number of your guy, Bot. You got my number? You have my cell phone number? Kelly, give him my cell phone number, and then he texts me. So now what we got is we got Jeff, who hired Bot, who's going to give me a number for somebody to call. Well, Andy, I thought we was looking for people that's ready, willing, able. Bot's ready, willing, able. Shouldn't we just make him a superstar? Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go 12 deep underneath Kelly. I'm trying to go 12 underneath under Bot Okay? And I'm trying to find the easiest place to get a recruiting and get a selling and get a building. Because why do I want to fight to get somebody to do all three things? I'm looking for easy. Watch this. When water goes down through the ground, it just seeks the easiest path. When roots go down, it stops at a rock and goes around the rock and continues down. That's our goal. So when I'm going in width, I'm hiring a person. I'm sorting the best person that's most likely to sell, recruit, and build. But watch this, Bot. Let's say, or Kelly, let's say you got Jeff and you got Caleb. But let's say the next person you hire, let's use, what's her name? Let's use Mary, okay? Well, Mary recruits somebody who is just psycho, like, I don't know, let's see, like Jake and Beret. Well, now Jake and Beret is under Mary. So really it's this third leg. But they might be better than Caleb, so Caleb might shift out to number 3 focus, and Jake and Beret move over here to number 2 focus. You say, but they're 2 down. Well, we kind of move them up to Mary's level because Mary hired them. Really, you're going down under Jake and Beret because it's easier to sell, recruit, and build with them than it is Mary. Is this making sense? So let's say you get down in there 3 down under Mary. Let's say you hire Mary and then she hires Beret. Wave to us, Beret, so we know who you are. Hey, Beret. Okay, so Mary hires Beret. Mary's not on here. She hires Beret, and then Beret hires Mia. Okay? Well, now I'm talking to Mia. Hey, Mia, tell me them teepees. There she is. All right, hey, Mia. So I hire Mary, who hires Beret, who hires Mia. So now I'm going to talk to Mia, and I'm going to say, Mia, so what are you thinking about getting rich? Oh, it's a good program. Like, everybody likes to do it. If they say something like, but if you could see them go like, I need to make some real money fast. I'm not kidding. I'm 26 years old. I'm sick of being broke. My dad was broke. My mom was broke. My uncle was broke. Everybody knows broke. I hate this broke crap. I live in this average neighborhood with average people. I vacation with average people, and I go to average places. Like, I like the way you talk. So you're down in depth. You're going like, I'm wondering, is Mia going to be crazier than Beret? We already know she's crazier than Mary. So I'm talking to Mia. I'm going, Beret, you did good. You found Mia. Who's next? Okay? So watch this. When's the next biggest meeting we have coming up? We got to get Mary's invited. I invite Beret, and I invite Mia. Well, shouldn't you tell Beret to invite Mia? Yeah, I don't care. I'm probably going to do it. If I've got Mia under Beret, I'm going to do it because I've got to make stuff happen, and I'm afraid that Beret might say something like, oh, by the way, BTW, there's a meeting today at 12. I would say something like, my text will be, Mia, it's very important. This session at 12:30 is going to be all about you. It's going to apply to everything you're doing. Hope to see you there. It'll be worthwhile. A little more persuasive in my request than I'm afraid Beret will do. Now, if Beret's got like, well, Andy, you invited her, I invited her too. I also put 12 more people in. I'll be like, whoa. So now I got Mary, who's got Beret, who has 12 people on the TWC, and one of them is Mia. I might go to Beret, and I go, Beret, let me ask you something, including Mia and all your people. Now let's say you're not talking about this Mia, just a Mia that I'm working with. Who's your number one person, Beret, right now? Like most likely are on this call and most likely the most talented. Who would that be?
Right now, that would be Shirley Bays.
Okay. So now I'm thinking I got Mary, who hired But see, can you see how I'm hey, you remember the private conversation me and you had, Kelly, about Jeff? You know how he don't think about much, but he thinks about it all the time, right? You see how I'm thinking selling, recruiting, building all the time. Like I'm obsessed with it. Like there's a hurricane coming on and I ain't looked out the window. I guarantee you, if Jeff has his mind on something, he ain't worried about no damn hurricane. He worried about selling, recruiting, and building. One of them dadgum three. So now I got a choice. Mary, Beret, Shirley, was that her name, Beret?
Shirley, yes.
And Mia. Well, I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm not going to bet so quick right now. I'm working on this leg. I'm not sure who's the best. I might go through extra effort to do Shirley first, then Mia, because I'm kind of leaning on Beret as my judge of talent. But then if I find out that Beret only likes Shirley because she's just a suck up, and Beret likes people that like her, and Mia don't like her. Mia's like, I don't like her. She's short, first of all. I'm 1.5 feet taller than her. Second of all, I can outsell her. And that's why she picked Shirley. I'd be like, huh. I'd be like, Bray, how come you pick Shirley? Well, because she's selling a lot. What's she sell? 2,000? Well, Amia sold 10. Well, she ain't recruiting. I go, well, she got 2 people on. Yeah, but they ain't no good. I'd be like, you just don't like her, do you? No, I ain't no problem with her. See, I'm like, I'm not emotional about it. I'm trying to get what I want, right? Premium. So I'm trying to be non-judgmental. And so I'm trying to coach Beret, but I ain't going to spend too much time because I got Mia who thinks she's better than she is anyway. So I'm going to say, well, look, I'm happy that Shirley sold $2,000. Mia sold 10. Why don't you coach Shirley? But now I'm going to still talk to Shirley. And then I talk to Shirley and I find out that Beret told her to just sell friends for a while. I'm like, why don't you let her have leads? I don't trust her. Well, do you trust me? No, but you got her lead. Oh. See how I'm dropping down? Like this is, by the way, what are we doing now? This is building. We're teaching people how things work. Okay? So Shirley's number 1. So now we go to Beret and say, who's number 2, number 3? And Shirley's like, and if Beret's like, hey, let's talk about our sales this week. I think we did talk about our sales this week. So like this. So Jeremy, think about this. 2 just won a trip to Thailand. You cannot argue that he's selling. Okay?
Yes, sir.
My mind makes me think a lot of his points was bonus points, though. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, because I know he's real new, and he got 125,000 points, but if 50,000 of them was bonus points, I'm thinking about next year, my man's got to win this all-expense-paid cruise to Alaska. And a cruise, right? So
yes, sir.
If he don't get his mind right, I'm going to lose him losing that trip. Okay? So I just went from recruiting Mike Leventovich to selling because I got to keep my man selling up. Now, you say, what if he's got plenty of money and he don't need to sell to build his business? He's got to go on the cruises with us. He's got to go on the trips with us. Can't not win a trip, because then if he gets a guy underneath him that wins the trip and he don't go, he's going to get all mad because he's going to say, my guy he don't respect me. Well, he respects you. He just thinks you can't sell worth a darn. Well, it's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. So you see what I'm saying? So I'm back and forth between selling and recruiting. I know 2's won. Like you saw me, I went, oh, he won. See, I'm driving depth down under Joe. So what I'm not like a linebacker, I'm looking around for opportunity. And I'm trying to build a right angle. Do you know what a right angle looks like, Junior? Right angle, straight down, line up, cross like this. This is the way your group should look. Most time what you get these people, their business look like a pencil. Like that, straight down. This guy hired this guy, hired this guy, his guy. And then you'll see these people, they look like they got 2 pencils. And then he's got like little bitty legs out this way, like a little leg, little leg, little leg, little leg, little leg, little leg, right? That's because his upline is blowing these two up so that his group will have a second. You got my right angle yet? But he done got a ruler out and everything. That's what I like about this guy. Look at this right here. Look at that. Boom, meow. That's the way your group should look. If your group looks like this, you look like Bugs Bunny. You see what I'm saying? If your business looks like a desert, if you have a person, Jeremy, if you have a person that looks like a desert, they ain't got no roots coming down, that's on you.
Yes, sir.
If you got a person that looks like this, they got two roots going down, that's on you. This is on you good. This is on you bad. So if you are driving down two roots underneath this group, you bad to the bone. If you got a guy doing like this, somebody ain't reacting. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's a lot I done said up in here, bot. The only thing to worry about here is me thinking that you understand it, and I don't. I don't think you understand it. This is not hard, people. This is not hard. On the other hand, neither is baking a cake. And 99% of the people out there can't bake a cake worth eating with the instructions right in front of them. My mama used to say, that fool couldn't pour pee out of a rubber boot if it had instructions on the bottom. That's pretty dumb right there. All you gotta do is turn it upside down, read directions, and the pee come out. She'd be like, that's what I'm saying. They dumb. They eat up with a dumb. He done fell out of the top of the dumb tree and hit every limb on the way down. That's bad right there. That's bad. Okay. All right. So every person in your group, Kelly, you should know what's their number one and their number two and what's one deep. And then just keep taking that down. So take the second person under Jeff. Like, who would Jeff's second person be? And then who's his second person's first and second and third? Who's Jeff's second person? So Jeff's got two. Boom, boom. Here's Jeff. Boom, boom. This one, who's his one and two, and who's his one? Who's this person's one and two, and who's their one? You say, well, that person right there in his second leg don't have a one and a two and a one. I'd be like, well, who's that on? You. But if the third person don't have a leg, that ain't on you. You got to find two massive legs and drive it down, and then start working on that next leg and put two massive legs. Okay? I don't want to get too far over here in building, but this is the kind of stuff when I pull together, I've got some pull togethers. I'm pulling some people together down here on the island, and I'm pulling some people together on the West Coast, people that I can just spend a lot of time taking it to the next level with, and I'm gonna pull some people together in Burlington too. All right, which will be a different kind of a convention, kind of an inner circle convention. Okay, Lindar, who's number one that you've hired so far, and who's number two? And I ain't looking for no paragraph, so be careful. Number one and number two. Can't hear you yet. It appears to be okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Who's number one?
I have Blake Hancock right under me. I have
Blake's number one. Who's the number two direct to you?
Number two direct to me. That is Colton.
Okay, don't have anybody. So I got one, which is Blake. Blake?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to go to work and find a one for Blake and a two for Blake. One and a two. And we're going to try to find a two for you. It's not complicated. You say, well, how dumb can number two be? Well, in your case, very dumb, because it's blank. So how dumb? Can they fog a mirror? Well, wait, I got a person that fogged a mirror. What's her name? What's his name? You see what I'm saying? I got nobody can fog a mirror. Well, that ought to be easy to fix. The next person you see on the street needs to be that person. I met a person on the way to work today at the gas station. His name's Jimmy. He's number 2 right now. Did you talk to Jimmy about getting in class? Yep, said he wasn't interested. Did you talk to Jimmy about your cousin? Yep, he gave me his cousin's name and number. Well, then now we're working on something. Now we got Jimmy who can fog a mirror, who gave me his cousin's name. That's your number 2. For now, that's your infatuation is number 2. You say, well, I've got about 6 recruits I'm talking to today. Good. I hope they're better than Jimmy. But for now, you need to call Jimmy's cousin because that's a referral, which is better than these 6 new people you got. These 6 new people are daggum Craigslist ads or something, or FinTech or whatever you call it, ZipWhip or Snipper Snapper or Facebook or something, right? Jimmy gave you a referral. Of all the 200 people he knows in his life, he gave you a number. That's the person you want to call before these 6. How do you know that, Andy? I've been doing this 20 years. I'm just telling you, a referral for a recruit is better than 6 Facebook. You with me? Now, what if you already had 2 smoking legs? See, it's a lot of what ifs here. But what you're doing is you're driving these 2 legs 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. You kind of like the arc, right? This person, you want to go 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and it's going to splinter out into a big network down this leg, and then you're going to start putting in new legs. Okay? Does this help? Linda?
Absolutely. 100%.
Who'd you say was number 1?
Blake.
Blake. Okay. So if Blake's listening, Blake needs to be thinking, I will always be your number 1 because I'm going to sell, recruit, and beat everybody else.
Under Blake, we have Kelvin.
Huh?
Under Blake, we have Kelvin, then Dalton,
Wait a
Harold,
minute.
and Jake.
Does it go 1, 2, 3 straight down?
No,
Width.
width.
Okay. All right. So Blake has 2.
Blake has 1, 2, 3, 4, and
Boom,
then
yeah.
under. I'm sorry.
Boom, yeah. Blake has 4.
Boom. And then under Kelvin is Jonathan.
All right, watch this. Lindar, we do not need Blake to have 4, and you only have 1. That's what we call leverage. We're going to say, how can somebody like Blake get 4 and not somebody like you? Let's go. But I'm not worried about it because I got Blake. If Blake, I'm going like, she ain't never going to catch me. I got 4. Wait till I get 8. She going to only have 2. Then we go down under Blake to those 4, and we try to decide who's the best. They're all willing and able, ready, willing, and able, Mia. But we want to go, who's the best? Does this kind of, this is a lot like checkers. It's a lot like chess. It's a lot like Chinese checkers. It's a lot like cash flow quadrant. It's a lot like Monopoly. It's a game to get rich. And I've been doing this for so long, I can say, I'm just going to tell you, they moved their horsey over there. You know, the knight, they moved a little horsey over there. And that's what I do. If I was one of those wizard chess players, I'd call it a horsey just to piss off the world. You with me? Because I want to keep it so I said, well, that horsey moves over there. You better look for that pyramid-looking thing right there. That pyramid-looking thing will come across there and get you. Y'all know the bishop, right? Little cathedral-looking thing, a little Catholic-looking pawn gonna come over there and get you. You know? Does that make sense? I've played this. It's like cash flow. You pick up a card and it says this. I'll be like, don't play that card. Just put it down. You got why? It might make money. It's not gonna make money. I played this game before. I played it 1,000 times. I know what that card says. You can buy stock for $22. Do not buy it. You say why? Because there's a card in there that says you can buy stock for 50 cents. And then when you get the $22 one, you're gonna sell it. So don't buy it 22, buy it 50 cents. How you know? I played that card 1,000. I've played this game. I don't know. Hey, I've dealt with this guy before. It's kind of like when I saw that guy that you introduced me to, Mia, and I said, that joker right there got one thing on his mind, it ain't premium. And then Terry said, he's trouble. I said, yeah, he's trouble. And then Terry said, tell him what he's got, Mia. Tell him what he's got, Mia. What do you have, Mia? What do you have on his record?
Felony.
I said, I looked at Terry. I said, he's trouble right there. Terry said,
No, misdemeanor, it was something.
He got a felony. I said, I ain't that.
Yeah, that was funny, Andy.
It's because I've seen that card a dozen times.
Yeah. You seen it. You caught it by looking at him.
I was like, I got the jerk. I saw he was looking down like this right here. He wasn't even looking at you. He was looking down. I saw him eyes. I said, I ain't trusting that jerker. You with me?
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm not trying to offend you. Not talking bad about this guy you picked for a second. You picked him for a second that thought he had potential. By the way, he's crazy. We'll give him that, right? I mean, anybody will go in somebody else's house when they ain't there and take, stuff and leave with it. I mean, they're crazy, right? We're looking for crazy, right? It's just a little over the edge. People go like, well, he didn't steal anything. I go, yeah, because he got caught. That's why he didn't steal anything. He got caught, which makes him unlucky. But you follow what I'm saying? I mean, we deal with people. I tell people, like, it ain't like I've never done anything wrong. I'm just, like I'm fortunate, right? Like I might have made a mistake. Okay. So we like fortunate people. We like people that are crazy. We like people that can fog a mirror, and then it kind of elevates up. So Lindar, this is what you call pressure, right? Lindar, we can't let this sticker have more people than you. You gotta get busy. Jeremy, you go ahead and have her get speak.
Yes, sir.
We got to get her to speak. Let her hang around Joseph too for a little bit. Joseph too sure how to recruit.
Absolutely.
See, because if she don't, though, I'm not going to be mad and I'm not screaming. I'm just going to kind of play the game, taunt a little bit. Let's move on. Okay. All right. How about this, Junior? So Leventovich hired a guy who hired Junior and hired Katrina, and then he went on to quit, die, got a truck, he went back to selling cars. Okay, now Mike's got two legs, but it's not one leg anymore. It's two legs. So Joseph is one of those legs, right? Something like that, Mike. True. So Joe is one of Joseph. I mean, not Joseph.
Katrina
Junior is one of his legs. So Junior, number one and number two. Who would that be?
I say Junior. Junior's one.
Junior. What's your two?
Katrina. Oh, you mean out of our whole organization, out of the two that we got?
Junior. I'm saying Junior. What's your two, Junior?
Blake is number one, and at this point, I would say Sherry is number two.
Okay, so Blake's number one, Sherry's number two. Okay, is it Shirley or Shirley?
Sherry.
Okay, all right, because I had a Shirley on there on the other day. All right, so that's his two people. So I'm called me driving depth under Mike because I'm wondering who's under Junior. Now, I'm going to check with Junior. What was your sales last month, Junior?
21,000.
21,000. So underneath you, number one's Blake. Did he tell you I was jumping in his mess about his selling techniques?
Mm-mm.
He didn't. He failed to communicate.
Mm-mm.
All right. So I'm talking to him about his, maybe he didn't interpret it as jumping on his case. You with me? Maybe he didn't interpret that. He told me he issued paid $12,000 last month. That's what he said.
I was very close to it, yeah. When were you talking to him?
Huh?
When were you talking to him?
When was I talking to him, Mike? You know Mike Leventovich? I saw him on a Zoom.
It was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning
He was on a Zoom call. He didn't tell you about that?
We hadn't talked yet.
God, I've talked to Mike Leventovich 16 times since then. Me and him don't have the same relationship. He's your number one guy in the whole United States of America. 333 million people. He's your number one guy. Well, I don't touch base with my people every day like, what's her name? Megan does. Oh, that's why Chris. You see how I'm working this, Lindar? I'm trying to
Yes, sir.
So I would expect Junior and him to talk 3 times a day, sometimes 3 times an hour, but it's not happening. So Mike Leventovich, maybe he starts talking to him 3 times a day, or maybe I start talking to him 3 times a day. Does that make sense? Like, nobody should be talking to Blake 3 times a day. I think so. He's the number one in the United States of America. All 333 million people, and he's Junior's number one. He's the deepest part under Junior that I care about. Is there somebody better than Blake under Blake Junior?
Shelby's underneath him, but Blake's
better than him.
No, not right now.
Okay, so maybe I need to reach out to Shelby, but right now he's the best he's ever found. Even 32 deep under Blake, nobody better. 32 wide under Blake, nobody better. Blake's number one. I don't want to lose Blake. So what I got to do is focus on Blake, make sure that Mike focus on Blake, Junior focus on Blake, I focus on Blake, because that's the deepest point that I've got to. I got to get that deeper, 2 wide and 1 deep. I got to get him selling $30,000 a month, which is easy. I got to get him 12 wide, which is easy. And I got to get him 12 deep in this leg, 8 deep in this leg, 6 deep in this one. Unless I find somebody easier than Blake to work with, which might be Shirley. Shirley might be easier to work with. Shirley might have talked to Blake or Junior 3 times a day instead of Blake. She might be easier to communicate. She might care more. She might want it more. Well, then I need to start thinking about Shirley, not Blake as much. And then I need to worry about this. And then Blake becomes number 2. Then I ask about Blake. So first I talk about Shirley, then I talk about Blake. Because I'm trying to drop this thing 12 down. Do y'all get the idea that I'm just like psycho about width and depth and selling? So somebody that's only psycho about selling, they're not the ideal candidate. Somebody that's psycho about depth, they're not the ideal candidate. Somebody that's psycho about width and depth, but not psycho about selling, they're not my candidate. Don't get me wrong, I'll take what I get. Okay? I'll take what I get, but I know what I want. I want all 3. Boom, boom, boom. Noel, you see how the conversation me and you had, Mike had earlier, makes it easier when I say I want all 3? I mean, it makes it more interesting. Like, you're crazy. Yeah. All 3. Sell, recruit, build. Sell, recruit, build. I want them all, and I want it now. Dr. Phil. I'm sorry, Noel.
I was just going to say, I was just looking in your green book, and I was thinking about this page. I don't know if you can see it. In my copy, it's page 113. But this is, talking about what you're talking about, driving depth 1 and 2. So I was just sending that picture to my team to to think about and focus on.
Funny you say that. I have people ask Tommy, who's your mentors? Do you have mentors? Yeah, it's in this book right here. There they are. You don't want to say it's like what you're saying, Noel. You're talking about something you already taught in your book. I just don't, the reason y'all make millions and the reason I call y'all and the reason I talk to y'all, because you talk about it. Okay, Kelly, say the page again, Noel.
That's 113 in my copy.
So, Kelly, go to that book. But when you read it, it won't seem like it's saying everything I'm saying. But I tried to say it. I tried my best to put it in writing. Jeff Bright is listening to this. He's going to go to that page, and he is going to say, oh, so this sell, recruit, build thing, ready, willing, and able, list, license, and convention is all on that page. Yeah, it is. It is. All right. So when you look for ideal, you've got Otsoy, who's down under Marvin Osuna. So the carries hire Osuna, who hires Otsoy. Otsoy is selling every day. He's recruiting 1 or 2 a month. He's putting people underneath them and teaching them how to sell. You say, Andy, don't you wish you would hire 16 a month? Yeah, but he's selling steady, and he's recruiting steady, and he's working on depth steady. Osuna, I would put Osuna in the same category. Does that make sense? So if I'm you, Junior, I'm going, How the hell is Marvin Osuna and Albright passing my guy Blake? My guy Blake? I'm gonna talk to Blake. Well, if Blake says, talk to the hand, the ears are tired. You got to find somebody that's willing for you to talk to them. You don't want to be a coach with no winners. Jason and Tony, y'all don't want to have one leg of winners and not another leg of winners. So who's our next project that we're getting those agency manager backed by an agency manager backed by an agency manager? I see Tony. Tony, who's our next project? Who's our next agency manager backed by agency manager backed by agency manager?
We got Adelia Reyes, Mama Reyes. She's fighting like crazy. She's hiring. She's on the top list of people that are recruiting in WIT. So she's got a strong leg through Lee Reyes, and she's working on legs 2, 3, and 4. So she's got that going. And then we've got Lee Reyes with Pumi, and Pumi's blowing it up. She's hiring people like crazy. So Pumi's been Pumi.
How you spell Pumi?
Pumi. It's Pumelo. And then she's got a really long last name. She's been here 6 weeks, already put $15,000 in the bank, submitted over $60,000 worth of production, and she's hiring people on a weekly basis. So we've got a second leg that's absolutely rocking. And right now it's a battle between Marvin Osuna, Marvin Otsoy, and then the Reyes team absolutely knocking it out of the park. So we've got some competition of some stuff that's going on, and they're battling it out for number 1 leg. So we're super excited for what's happening.
Okay, y'all got it? It goes Adelia, Lee, Pumi. And Pumi could smoke them all if she's recruiting more than them, selling more than them, and building more than them. Building meaning she gets the science of the whole thing. Because if one of them is only selling or only recruiting, and then she does all 3, she will rise up above and be more. Now, that don't mean Adelia ain't going to get rich. It don't mean Lee ain't going to get rich. It don't be a Pumi is. I'm just saying we're working it. So now I'm going like, get your mind right, Andy. Ask about Pumi. Ask about Pumi. Because I'm going down that leg because that's my two leg under this big leg that I got. This leg where Jason and Tony that I hired, I got to get these 2 legs going. You see how this works, Mia? And here's what people say. How do you keep all up with all this? Well, I'm like Megan Wood. I got multiple assistants. I take my money and I invest in infrastructure, staff, Missy, Amber, Mac, Tia, Kraft, Heel, Clay. I got a licensing contracting department. I just keep building so I don't have to do everything, so that I can focus on these 2. All right. That's good stuff. Who would be 3 and 4, Tony? 3 and 4, 4 and 3. 3 and 4, 4 and 3.
3 and 4. We got a battle with John Warren. He's recruiting. He's selling a little bit out of Oklahoma. And then we've got Diana Sleva out of Texas. She's recruiting. She's selling. And she's got a little team that's growing and popping. They're working towards it.
Mia, you think you can do this?
I know I can do this. Yeah, it makes so much sense with the with everything you're saying, Andy. I think what I do is kind of overcomplicated instead of shrinking it back down and making it very, very simple. And I remember every time I'm out in the field and I'm reminding myself to look for more people to ask the question about it. I go back in my mind and I think about when I used to sit in those meetings, those boring meetings when I worked in the manufacturing facility, and everybody in there had these big old pot bellies, and they were old and gray, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need something different. And then I have an opportunity right here with the Alliance I just have to remember to do the simple stuff because I'm not going back. I'm not going to get a pot belly sitting meetings like that. No way. They used to sit with their hands like this. That's how the guys who sit in the meeting. Not going back to that, Andy. I gotta simplify this thing to make it better.
But you see how interesting it is too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Can you imagine the money you can make? I mean, that's why I tell people, it's like, you understand the insane money you can make like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we take it for granted. Yeah, this is an incredible opportunity. Absolutely.
Buddy, calm down. Hey, Alfonso.
Yes.
So today, you're thinking, who's my number one? Who's my number two? If they fog the glass and you got their phone number, they're number one. If you don't have nobody else. But if you got somebody else, you're trying to get somebody at least as good as them, maybe better. Make sense? Do you have a somebody yet? You have a one?
I have a one.
Who is that?
I have a young lady out in El Paso, Texas, Nelly. Her name is Cornelia Suarez.
Cornelius Nelly Suarez?
Yes. Suarez.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's got a Nelly. So did Riddle hire you?
No, Mike.
Mike hired you. So Mike hired Alfonso, who's got Nelly. So really, if you look at Nelly and Alfonso, Mike's thinking, who do I call first, Nelly or Alfonso? Well, right now, it's Alfonso. But tomorrow, it could be Nelly. So Alfonso, you need to find somebody better than Nelly. You say, why? Because if she's better than Nelly, Mike might start calling her, not me. Well, if you prove to be a person who can get a Nelly and a better than a Nelly, well, you just became more important than either one of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know you're selling, right? How much did you sell last month, Alfonso?
About 21.
So we know he's selling. So now we're wondering if he can put in width.
Yeah.
And then we're wondering if he can put in depth.
Right.
And see, what I'm telling y'all is, this is the people that get paid stupid millions. If they can have one leggy who can do all this, and another leggy who can do all this, and a three leggy who can do all this. Now, you can clearly make, I've got guys on this call that are going to make $300,000 just selling. And I've got people that are recruiting, selling, and building who are only going to make 100. Okay? You say, which one long-term is going to win? Well, I'm thinking the builder's going to win long-term. But what about this? I got Megan Wood, who's number one in sales and recruiting. Who's going to make the most? I told Mike, we need to get her making $1 million next year, minimum, because she's selling and recruiting. And so I can tell that she's excited about it. Just give me a thumbs up. Okay? What's your goal? How much premium are you going to write next year, Megan Wood?
1 million.
$1 million. She's going to write next year.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So we are trying to figure out ways to get let's get Chris to write 600,000 like you this year, and let's get Annette to write 600,000, and let's get another one to write 600,000, and let's get two underneath them selling 600,000. And me and Mike and Noelle are focused on helping make that happen. And I'm telling my staff, let's think about who we can put there. Who can we help her? Almost like, can we give her somebody that she can train somebody that goes to $1 million in personal production. Then we want to stuff people under there. We want to create her a multi-million-dollar income so that she becomes a partner with integrity. Y'all tracking on this? You're looking for a person, Alfonso, who will do those three things.
Right.
How long have you been married, Alfonso?
35 years.
I like that. I've only been married 33 years. You, on the other hand, have some experience with 35 years. All right?
Yes.
So, in this business, you're constantly improving on deciding who the people are and what they do. Like when you got up on stage down there at Olga and Jason Mathis, or at their living room. I was like,
Yeah.
That joker can talk. How much you sell last month? 20-some thousand. Ooh. And then he said something like, there might be some dust on the bottle, but there's a whole lot of juice left inside. I said, what the hell? But he done hit me with a parable. Started out with a Y and hit me with a parable. Y'all ever heard that? Pop him with a Y, hit him with a Y and pop him with a parable. Yes. They just throw a parable on him. Next guy got up there and said, I like the return of premium, Andy, because therefore you can get all their money back. And I was like, slide over. Slide. Alfonso's coming in. My goal next month is to write 30,000. Oh, fantastic. My boy's got juice left in the barrel, and you talking about 30,000. My man done wrote 20. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like he come out with that thing, man. I said, that joker come out with this thing fired up. So you say, now I got this down. I'm going to start putting in some width. Good. Who was that number one person? Cherie Suarez, right? Suarez. Yeah. So we got Suarez down there. So now Mike going to drop down there to Suarez. Now, what he's trying to do is like he's not going to jam it. He's not going to force it because Suarez hopefully is listening to this call, and she's like, oh, I'm going to start selling like crazy. I'm going to start booking. Hey, listen, selling ain't hard. I got a guy right now. He said, I got 10 people ask me, can I have Megan Wood's phone number? No. I want to talk to her. No. She ain't got time to talk to every dadgum person who won't book 40 appointments. What part of booking 40 appointments don't you understand? Well, I need to learn how the product works and how she knows so much. You need to book 40 appointments. We'll worry about that next. Wait a minute. I don't know how to make phone calls. Well, whoever hired you needs to teach you how to make phone calls. This ain't hard. Ringy. Maybe have they showed you how to dial? What you do is you go here. First of all, if you got contacts, you go like, hey, I know this person. Call that person. There's your friend. Tell them to go over there and practice. But I don't want to practice on the friends that I know. You want leads? All right, here's some old leads. I don't want old leads. I want fresh leads. Come here closer where I can pop you upside the head. Like, come on, man. I'm giving you 80 different options of how to get started, and you're telling me how to do it. What is wrong with you? Wake the puck. You know what I mean? Like, wake up, man. Let's go. This is not hard. So Suarez is listening, and she's like, oh, it ain't hard? I just need to book 40 appointments. Yeah. Mike, can I get some old leads? Any leads? Some leads? Can I call my friends? See, listen to this part. This girl, how much, right? What is she on track? Mike Leventovich. Megan, what's she on track to issue pay this year? 600,000?
Megan's on track to issue about 700,000 this year.
700,000. This girl started out about 18 months ago and wouldn't even take a lead, but she was writing 4,000 or 5,000 a month off of friends and family. I done called somebody. Y'all won't call somebody and call one by accident. All right. Yeah, she won't even take leads because she's writing so much business and she's happy and she's putting money away. And so Mike says, I think if she would take leads, she could sell more insurance. So he talks her into more leads. So she's selling, putting the money away, and then she recruits this friend of a friend named Chris. And then she recruits another person. Then we find the person. We go, hey, would you coach this person? This is the way it works. Oh, is that Chris Manifold? What's up, Chris? Chris, do you have a one person? Do you have a? See, watch this. See, Albright, he can't get away from him. He's always trying to get that selling, recruiting, building from one person. It goes Mike, Megan, Chris. Chris, have you got a one person yet? Have you got your number one person? Who is it?
I do. I guess that'd be Sebastian Marguson.
Woo-hoo! This is not the Sebastian on the call. This is a different Sebastian. We got two Sebastians. Right. Okay, so all of a sudden it goes Mike, Megan, Chris, Sebastian. So does Christian have a number one yet?
I'm sorry?
Does Sebastian have a number one yet?
No, he's just getting started.
Do you have a number two yet?
I do. His name's Kit Walker.
We got Sebastian and we got Kit. See how this thing is dropping down, Mia? I'm just dropping down like it's like start playing Monopoly. You got any property yet? No. Well, have you landed on any properties? Yeah. Why didn't you buy them? Well, I didn't know I was supposed to. All right, let's go over this thing. We're trying to create cash flow, and we're supposed to take everybody else's money in Monopoly, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wipe them out because it's gonna all on your side of the board, right? So you're gonna have to create some residual income. That's called buying properties. Make sense? So we could go play cash flow quadrant. By the way, if any of y'all on here do not own a cash flow game, I'd get it. It is stupid, awesome, ridiculous example of how to build business. It's called cash flow quadrants. $100 if you can find one. They're hard to find. It might be 300. I'd keep looking. You can get them for 300 if you want to. They're about $100. And what you do is you're telling people how they build the business. I wish we had a game design. By the way, I've been doing this 20 years. Everybody, I'm going to design a game that's in the alliance instead of, we can play it. And I go, There's sales games, kind of like cash flow. Just keeps it simple. Okay. So Mia, number 1, number 2. So like where's your number 1 power coming right now? All right, Andy, where's your number 2 power coming right now? Where's your number 3 power coming from? Where's your number 4? Let's go back to your number 1. What's your deepest part of number 1, Andy? What's your deepest part of number 1, Andy? Well, Andy's number 1 leg goes down to here, and then I want to know what's my 2 spots right here underneath my deepest part, because I want to get a winner, back by a winner, back by a winner, back by a winner, back by a winner. If there's 22 duds in between, so I've got 12 winners and 22 duds. What's that? 34 people deep. 20 duds mixed in and 12 winners. Does that make sense? 24 duds, 12 winners, that'd be 36 people. That's what I've been doing forever. Putting them in width, putting them in depth. All right, who hadn't I touched on? Jera Gonzalez. How do you, okay, so you rank yourself. Selling, 1 to 10. Recruiting, 1 to 10. Building, 1 to 10. 10 being you know everything and you're doing everything. 1 being not only do you not know, you ain't trying to do. 5 being I know everything, but I ain't doing nothing. Now, I'm not asking you to do that, but I mean, it's what you got to be thinking is, am I doing each of these things? By the way, what was your last month production, Gerald?
So last month ended up with 15. The month before that was 30.
Good job on getting that month before that in there. That was quick.
I
like the way you did that. If you just said 15, I would have went, is that the best month you've had lately? Next month was October. November, what are you shooting for, Jared?
30.
December,
minimum 30.
how will that get you on Chiang Mai? Are you going to win Chiang Mai or are you just Phuket?
If I issue 30 in November and December, that'll get me to Chiang Mai.
Are you open
I'm sorry,
to
I already earned Chiang Mai. Wait, I'm sorry. I already earned Phuket. That'll get me to Chiang Mai.
So you need 30 in November and 30 in December?
Correct. Technically 27 in each, but 30.
Okay. You're open to a suggestion?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm thinking ahead. December is Christmas. Are you a Christmas person or do you not believe in Christmas?
Yeah, I like Christmas.
Okay. Do you like getting gifts?
Sure.
Giving gifts?
Yes.
These are time-consuming affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The other thing is it's cold in December. More likely to catch the COVID.
I hear you.
I already had the COVID. Well, you're more likely to catch the flu because the flu you catch over and over again. The COVID is a one-time ordeal. I'm not a medical doctor, so you know. I'm not an accountant or a medical doctor, but I have heard people having the flu multiple times. But I have yet to meet a person who has COVID 3 times. I had the COVID, about died. I got the COVID again, about died, got the COVID again. But the flu, I'd be like, flu every year. I'd be like, God, how many times get the damn flu? So December is going to be a bad month for flu. Now, you ever try to sell when you had the flu?
No.
You ever tried to sell when you had the COVID?
Nope.
One of my agents had the COVID. I said, what? I said, what's wrong with you? I said, you got the COVID. I was like, hung up phone. I said, I'm
Probably
gonna
hard to sell coke.
catch COVID over the line on the phone. I heard that thing was sneaky. I heard them little microchips for COVID was so little they can go right through the telephone line. They go through a mask like it's a dadgum sifter. You go through the telephone line, they're so tiny. So you might get the COVID or the flu. You don't want to miss Chiang Mai, do you?
Nope.
Let me think. What could we do to compensate in case December is a disaster?
Just go for 50 in November and.
Oh shit, that's a great idea. See, when you get a smart person like that who picks up on stuff, does that make sense? So what I would do is go for 50 in November, okay? And then you could take off if you want to in December, or you know what you could do in December? Make some extra money for Christmas.
There you go.
Does that make sense? But so what I would hate is you come in December and you say, hey, Andy, I had Chiang Mai one, but I got the COVID. Could I get a COVID re-kick or an add-on like I would have done? A kickback, what do they call it? A COVID add-back. Can I get an add-back?
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Can I get a coulda, woulda, shoulda for me? You know, and I'm going like, I told you. Remember I told you. So if you're being taught by Jeremy, I just taught you what Patton. Not Patton. I get those heads confused. When I get Joseph Dukes, if Joseph Dukes hadn't told you about the compensation tax number of November, I did. Does that make sense? Because I don't want the deepest part of that badass leg to miss Chiang Mai. Because we're going to be Chiang Mai. We'll go up there riding them elephants and talking and stuff. I want all my top people. I want the leg deep as possible. Mia, you see how that works? Like you say, here's what people say. I done told my guy everything I can tell him. Would you tell him what I just told her? Does that make sense? Like I'm thinking for my people. Like if you're the quarterback, I say, come here, look here. Now, be careful. And if you see them guys looking like they're going to look like on blitz, you need to just dump it off to you quicker to a receiver. Don't wait for the long pattern to develop. You say, you're going to remind a top D1 college athlete quarterback. Yes. Don't you? Jane's pretty good about it. We've been married 33 years. She'd do things like, she used to do stuff like, I'd come home in the afternoon and she'd say, did you get dinner? I'd be like, no. Did you remind me? And she'd be like, it ain't my job to remind you. I go, if you'd reminded me, I'd have got it. And we wouldn't have this argument. She said, if you'd have got it, we wouldn't have this argument. I said, well, I'm going to go get it right now. And then it's like, it's just like, so now she'll text me and remind me. It is not her job to remind me, but dinner is more likely to show up if she reminds me. Does that make sense? It's not my job to remind Jara, but if Jara wins Chiang Mai, I benefit. Does that make sense? So when Terry Edwards is telling you something and reminding you, he wants dinner to come home. Does that make sense? And you need to say, thanks for reminding me. Not, hey, bitch, I got this. Why are you on my ass all the time? You need to be grateful that someone's thinking about you. 10-4?
10-4.
Because when I quit thinking about somebody, I don't remind them. And I can't remind everybody. So I'm trying to implore all of my leaders to be reminders. By the way, what if she writes 50 in November and 30 in December instead of 27 and 27? Everybody wins. Her upline, she wins. The team wins. We win as a group. Tracking with me? Let's go back to this slide one more time, Tia, just to make sure I ain't missing something. George Andershaw. Jake Joseph. All right. GS3 people. Ready, willing, and able. List, license, and convention. Recruit, sell, and build. So if a person won't get their license, Jara, I try to find out if they got a sister, brother, or cousin. If they won't give me a friend, and they won't give me a license, but I like them. I invite them to the TWC. Well, Andy, I can't do that with everybody I got. Well, can you do that with your number one person? Can you do that with your number two person? Can you do that with your number one person? Those three people, until you got them all licensed, depth, and coming to every convention on their own, you got to be there like a child with those two wide. Alfonso, those two wide, you got to get working on the list, license, convention. I don't never have to tell Mike and Noel to be on the TWC. I don't have to tell them to come to any meeting. They're automatic. I don't have to tell them to get their license. I don't have to tell them to tell people to get the license. But what I have been doing lately is reminding them to get a list. I need to get my boy and girl doing a list all the time, the deepest point. You with me? Yeah. Now, I know they're recruiting and they're selling and building, but I need them to do this in depth. Does that make sense? So when you got a person, you got that person Suarez, I don't know if she's booked into the next TWC. I don't know if she's booked on Friday. I don't know if she's booked on a product call. I don't know if she's through license. And then I don't know if she's got a list. I don't know if she's calling her friends. You right there got to come down in here and do those three things with her, or Mike has to come down in here and do those three things with her. As soon as he gets underneath her, he needs to find somebody really ready, willing, and able that don't run away. I call willing, meaning they don't run away. I always think Jane is willing if she don't run away. My wife. I'll be like, if she don't run away, that means she's willing. That's the way I see it. With me? So if they don't run away, they willing. Right. I hope she ain't texting me. All right. All right, then we're going for a list, a license, and convention. So then you're going for the person underneath them. Does this make sense? Yeah. So this people say, like, Andy, how do you say so enthusiastic? Dude, I'm telling you, we used to be playing Monopoly, and my mom would say, come eat. I'd be like, what do we have? She'd be like, chicken. I said, we're going to keep playing. Steak, we're going to keep playing. If she said ice cream, we might think about it. But really, we were focused on Monopoly. Like, this game will suck you into it, and you can get rich. It's fun working with people. I knew this guy in Amway, he said all the time, it's fun making money. It's fun making money. Matter of fact, I had him come in and speak to that convention one time. The old man. He was like, fun making money. Fun making money. Recruit, sell, and build. So this is our matrix. Now, as you go wide, you're looking for talented, ambitious, and committed. That's different than ready, willing, and able. As you go deep, you're looking for talent, ambition, and commitment. Ambitious people do about anything. Talented people know how to get in the house. Make sense? Megan know how to get in the house. She's talented. Who else I got on here? Bubba, Sebastian, Jason, Joseph Dukes. Heck of an assignment, heck of a group right here. I'm looking for y'all to double and triple, not complicate this thing. Wait a minute, Andy. Don't you want us to try to write 50,000 a month? Yeah, sure. Why not? How about 30? 30,000. I need for you to go to Chiang Mai. That's the first thing that's clear. I don't want you to just win Thailand. I want you to win China. That's kind of my sales guideline. My minimum sales is what I put out there, Chiang Mai, which is 220. Megan's going to write 700,000, 750,000, makes more money. That's fantastic. Makes her a superstar. Lets her put six figures plus in the bank. I'm all happy about that. But my excitement goes like this to 220, and then it's kind of like this. I'm still up higher than anybody, but it's not an exponential high. She said, "Do you want me to come down?" No. You're doing fine. Keep making that money. I've just got to figure out a way to get you to make $1 million in override. You want a person to make $1 million in override that's selling $1 million, and they're recruiting, and they're teaching. She's doing all of that. So I have this desire to get her there. Noelle has a desire to get her there. So all of us are wanting to get her there. Megan, don't take the calls. These people want to chit chat with you.
All right.
Just hit them back with, what's up? And Mike, give them those 3 links, and she can send them that. And you check with Mike or me. You got a million things to do, and they ain't one of them. And they say, well, you want me to help people? You got plenty. The other people that were writing 20,000, you got tons and tons and tons of free time. Person's writing 60,000 a month, they ain't got much time to be fiddling. You writing 20 grand, you take 13 phone calls from everybody, cross line, sideline, upline, your mama, cousins, everybody. Well, I need to do recruiting. Yeah, you do. Okay. All right. I hope this helped a little bit. That's all I'm trying to do is kick the can down the road. Let's go after this hard and heavy. Before the end of the year, we could, at this group right here, we could triple the unique writers, the number of people selling insurance. We could triple. We could triple our production. We could triple our number of studs, our builders. All right. Go check out this storm. Love y'all. Let's be a hurricane ourselves. Let's bring it. Trade winds to 90 miles an hour. Later. Bye.